Hello there. In this video, I will be giving an overview of the Smarter Data Agent. I will be pointing out its different components and some of the key features of the software that sets it apart from its competition. Smarter Data Agent is an advanced software application designed to acquire most types of electronic messages or data and authenticate, filter, format, and queue for output. Smarter Data Agent enables receiving and routing of incoming communications. Each entry or message may be categorized and directed to a different queue according to its acquisition method and then filtered and prioritized for broadcast. Let's begin. First, let's look at the Incoming Sources tab, where we can select how to receive data from different sources. There are 7 different possible incoming sources: GSM modem, basic SMS, premium SMS, email, XML, query, Unicode files, and RSS feeds, which can be managed through its own tab. The first 2 sources, basic SMS and premium SMS, are very similar, with the difference that basic SMS is free for viewers to send, where with premium SMS, the sender of the message gets billed a certain amount for each SMS through the telephone company, which about $1 of the fee per SMS received is collected by the SDA user receiving the SMS. Setting up the SMS incoming source is done by selecting the publishing point, meaning which CG line to display the messages. Selecting a refresh rate, which checks for new messages every certain number of seconds you choose. Next, clicking the auto accept messages on or off, which if selected, it will automatically send all messages received to the queued status in the Omni queue for broadcast. If auto accept is turned off, the user will have to manually release all messages from that incoming source. Next, turning blacklist on or off. This allows you to block out messages automatically based on certain keywords you choose, and or the email or phone number from a sender. Again, if blacklist is not checked, no messages will be rejected. The last option is the publish count, which allows you to set how many times each message gets sent to Smarter CG for viewing. The next possible incoming source we are about to take a look at is GSM modem. We have to set all the parameters like port number, speed, and PIN code before we connect to the GSM modem. We must first connect the GSM modem to the computer. Then, we look up the port number by clicking on Control Panel and opening Device Manager, finding the device, and reading the port number. The speed must always be at 115,200. That's 115200. 115200. The PIN code box allows users to filter PIN codes that have been issued and can be used by customers to send a message for this particular incoming source. After doing so, we set all the other options as we explained before in the SMS, like publishing point, refresh rate, auto accept, blacklist, and publish count. Now, we are ready to connect and receive messages through our setup GSM modem that is actually free for the SDA user to accept messages and can collect all the profits from the messages sent using a PIN code. The SDA user determines the price for each PIN code issued. Next is the email incoming source. We must choose the server which the messages will be downloaded from and type in the username and password so SDA can access the server. Check SSL if the server requires it. Lastly, check the auto delete email on if you want emails to be deleted once they are received, read, and published. Once all the other settings are configured correctly, you are now ready to receive messages from viewers through email and broadcast them. Next, we have XML, which enables SDA to read files with XML format. XML works similar to the rest of our incoming sources along with its own settings. Query enables SDA to read from tabulated data. After its settings have been configured, the other preferences like publishing point, refresh rate, auto accept, blacklist, and publish count have been configured, data can be received from the desired database. Unicode files are also a possible incoming source. Here, all you have to do is browse and find the text file that you want to use, and again, set up the other settings as I have mentioned before. RSS feed is also a possible source. We have created a separate manager, which is called RSS Manager and can be found on the left panel along with the other tabs of the software. In the RSS Manager, you can manage different RSS feeds you receive from any source you want. Here, you can put different RSS feeds into different groups and give each feed a different setting. Specify either to download the title of the feed or the body of the feed, or both, and how often it updates from the RSS source. A small note, to make sure your queue does not get overwhelming, we recommend setting the news count in the RSS Manager to download and insert new RSS feeds every 10 to 15 minutes. This will make it easier to manage and organize all the messages received. The Smarter CG button, when clicked, activates the Smarter CG program and begins communication between the SDA and Decklink for broadcast. The three buttons below lets you start one or all three of the Smarter CG lines. Now let's look at how to view and monitor all the data that comes from the different incoming sources that we've set up. We do this in the Omni queue. Here we have three lines at the top that show what is currently being displayed on each CG line. Below, we have the message status. Here we have 5 different colored tabs, which can be checked or unchecked to show the messages for each tab. The first tab is the received messages, where all the messages and data that come in are given this status unless auto accept is checked for that source. If the auto accept is checked on, then the messages received that did not get filtered by the blacklist manager get a queued status, which is a light blue color. These messages are ready to be sent to the Smarter CG for broadcast. If the user decides to republish a message, the user can change it to re-queued status, which is dark blue. Once the message has been accepted and published, it gets a published status, which is a light green color. The last status is a red color, which represents the messages that have been rejected due to filters set up by the blacklist manager. The large chart that takes up half the screen is a list of messages that are displayed in the order of the message code number. If we select or deselect the different statuses at the top and hit the refresh button, the messages with those particular statuses are displayed. We can search through all the messages by typing a keyword in the filter box. If a message is too long and the user wants to read the full message, they can do so by double-clicking on the message, which opens the whole message in a new window. We can also view the different settings we chose for each incoming source in the Omni queue, like publishing point and publish count. We can also export the data in OmniQue to an Excel file by clicking the Export to Excel button. Right-clicking on a message lets you do the following 9 actions on a message or a group of messages. Next, let's take a look at one of the money-making features of SDA, the Ad Manager. The Ad Manager lets you schedule text advertisements any number of times for publishing at specific times. The Ad Manager also gives the advertisement messages high priority, so when the time comes for the advertisement to be broadcasted, the message gets pushed to the top of the list of messages queued for broadcast. We can also set the publishing point for each advertisement, meaning which CG line to display the advertisements on. To create a new ad, we click on the New button on the bottom of the screen, enter the desired text. To set up the broadcast schedule for this advertisement, we click the New button, again on the same window, and give the ad a schedule time. You can give a specific ad as many different scheduling times as you like. For example, one scheduling daily at 5 p.m., another at 3 p.m., and one by the minute every 30 minutes. We can also go back and edit each advertisement by clicking on the Edit button when the message is highlighted. Clicking the Refresh button updates the publishing information. After we have done so, we close the window. In this box, you can choose which ads to display in the list by clicking on the CG line or clicking all groups to show all the advertisements. We can now click the blue Start button to begin the advertisement schedule.